Hello again. We're continuing on Ecclesiastes 3. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. The other day we looked at a time to be born and a time to die, and yesterday a time to plant and a time to uproot. And today's phrase, a time to kill and a time to heal. A time to kill and a time to heal. I've just read of the death of C.T. Vivian, a man who by this stage was into his 90s. He in particular had been very active in the civil rights movement in the United States in the 60s. Martin Luther King described him as the greatest preacher to ever live. That's quite some statement coming from Martin Luther King, the greatest preacher to ever live. And C.T. Vivian stood, along with the other leaders in that movement, stood against violence. And their non-violent stand brought about changes and developments. Obviously, plenty more changes that still had to happen and still have to happen. But the power of that non-violence. I don't like violence. I grew up not understanding why people could be violent to each other, why people would kill each other. I wanted to jump over this first phrase here, a time to kill. I don't believe there is a time to be violent, but there is a time whenever we may need to have things in us killed off, pride, selfishness, falseness, false ambition. Those things may need to be killed off in us. And there may be a discussion around what means are needed to stand against violence coming against us. But aside from that, this time to heal, then let us recognize that we stand in the ministry of Jesus Christ, who brought about healing. And I say healing not that we get narrowed down into thinking this is only about the miracles Jesus performed and could they possibly happen today. I believe God could do anything today. But I think we need to have our focus on the kingdom of God, of what that looked like, where Jesus exercised a ministry that brought about healing of our lives, of our souls, brought about justice and love and peace, and a recognition of human dignity within life and society. And so that is the ministry that we should be a part of exercising in the world around about us, because we are in this era as Jesus followers, in this Pentecost era where we live out in God's strength his ministry. There is a time to heal.